Welcome to the Achieve Results Now podcast, the podcast that gives you immediate actions you can take to start seeing life-shifting results now. Hey everybody, welcome to the Achieve Results Now podcast, episode number 29, where we're going to finish up our 5 keys to more time. Today we're talking about goals and gratitude. Now if you haven't listened to the other 4 steps yet, or you've missed any, go back, listen to episode 25, that's number 1, and listen straight through. Make sure you catch all 5 of these steps because they're really out there to help you create more time in your schedule.
And they're only 10 to 15 minutes each, so it's not going to take you a lot of time to go through it, but certainly well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start on our goals and gratitude talk.
All right, gratitude. How is gratitude going to save me more time, Mark?
I am so glad you asked that question. That's crazy. People ask that all the time. They say, how is taking time to be grateful making more time in my schedule?
Because it's taking time.
You're taking time to make gratitude. That's crazy. So gratitude is one of those funny things, and I ask people, have you ever felt sad?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Yes.
Have you ever felt like you weren't doing something right?
Ooh, yes.
How about failure? Have you ever felt failure?
Yes.
We all have, right? So gratitude kills those things immediately.
How so?
You cannot be grateful and a failure at the same time. Your brain doesn't work that way. So by killing those thoughts. Now, let me ask you a question number 2. If you are feeling sad, whatever those feelings are you effective in the use of your time?
I would say no.
I would agree. Absolutely not. So, by being grateful and practicing gratitude, what we're doing is we're killing those things that are making us ineffective in using our time and helping us direct more and focus our time better.
What if there's nothing I am grateful for?
Then you need to look harder.
Still can't find anything.
Everybody has something to be grateful for. And I think one of the things that we need to get better at is searching for specific things that we're grateful for.
Still can't think of anything.
You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me.
So I think on a serious note, if you're happy to be alive, there's your first one. Mm-hmm. Be grateful that you're
every day above ground.
Every day above ground is a great day. So that's the first thing. But really and really think and search. Are you grateful that you have a roof over your head? You know, as I drive and pull off 481, I see the bum on the side of the road. I'm grateful that I'm not him.
Mm-hmm. It's raining out.
And it's raining out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a start.
Yeah. And it's raining out. I'm grateful that my grass is being watered without me having to do it.
Yes.
There's always things to be grateful for if we look.
Absolutely. So it's real important that we start from the mindset of gratitude. And starting your day being grateful is important. But I also think at night, before you go to bed, is either list out the things you're grateful for, or at least in your head, list them out.
Yeah, and I think the more often we do it, the better. I mean, in the morning, showing that gratitude helps gear us up for the day. So just thinking about 2 to 3 things that we're grateful for helps start moving forward. At night, I mean, for years, my parents told me to say my prayers when I was a kid, and really all they were saying was show gratitude. I'm thankful for my grandparents, my parents, and all those things. So it's important because it puts your mind at ease going to bed.
It does.
But also, the more we practice them, the more we have those points of gratitude as bullets. When those bad things come up in the middle of the day, we can say, oh, wait a minute, like I know I'm feeling this way right now, but here's a bunch of things I'm grateful for to offset that and put me back on path.
Yeah, and really saving time that we joked about in the beginning is so true. Think of the times that you have been very unproductive, and not unproductive because you're playing a game on your phone, but unproductive because your mood, your attitude was off. Think about how that felt. I don't like feeling that way. And it's really about setting yourself up properly, and like we said, in the evening of what you're grateful for from the day. So that way when you wake up in the morning, you do a quick review of your goals and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and it's funny, episode 28, the last episode, we talked about important relationships. And we talked about how sometimes, disagreements and because we're relating to other people, we don't always control how everything goes. So sometimes other people can set us on a funny road where we become less productive because we dwell on things or we think about things. But, even if your only point of gratitude is knowing, well, hey, I can still make it better. I can still go fix it. Finding that gratitude to get you back on track and out of that slump is just, it's one of those key components to making your time better as opposed to just floating along.
And I think going along with that point, I think what's helped me is, what can I learn from this? So asking myself empowering questions. What can I learn from this? Is a good question because it opens your mind up. And let's say it was a negative thing that happened. There's something that I could learn from it. I don't ever want it to happen again is a simple one. But usually there's more than that. Maybe there was something that I contributed to the relationship for why it was going, which typically is the case. So really focusing on your questions that you're asking yourself makes a huge difference as well.
It does. Yeah, and I mean, the time people spend moping, for lack of a better word, or in that kind of pity party time. We all have time when we have those feelings where we're just not enough, we're failing, whatever that feeling is that we get. But then there's a time and place to end it. And when we decide it's time to end it and we're tired of being there, which hopefully isn't very long, gratitude is the quickest way out. So my turn to ask you a question now. We talked about gratitude. One of the other things we're talking about is reviewing our goals. Now, I don't know about you, but writing my goals down and reviewing them every day takes a lot of time. It takes probably 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day.
Wow.
That's definitely not creating more time in my life. That's taking time away. I could be doing a lot of things.
Now, do you want me to be nice to you, or just tell you how you should be thinking?
I got enough people being nice to me.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, Mark, you're probably wasting time. You're probably on your phone playing a game. You're probably scrolling through Facebook. Right there, you wasted 20 minutes that you could have wrote your goals 5 times over and over again. So that's if I was being mean to you. But honestly, let's think about it. How many times do we waste time on our phone looking through our Facebook feed, checking our Twitter, going through and just playing a game? Like I said, I mean, it happens all the time. Instead of redirecting that time to write your goals down. What is the benefit of writing your goals down? Well, it's going to sink in your head much better. And then when you are faced with a decision during the day, that goal is fresh in your mind. Let's say your goal is to eat healthy. So if you wrote that down and it's fresh in your mind and you see that cookie, the chance you'll remember, I can't have that cookie.
Yeah, and we it's funny because we talked about, hey, being more eating more nutritiously and being healthier helps you create more time because you have more energy.
Yes,
so there you go. Now all of a sudden that goal has turned directly into more time just by reminding you to eat healthy.
Absolutely. You have another question for me?
I think that's it. I think we have wrapped up. You've explained how reviewing your goals, and I know we talked about goals a little bit in 25 on step 1.
Right.
But I mean, stressing the importance of knowing your goals and being able to tell people if somebody says, hey, what's your goal? Being able to actually say it and not just say, well, I kind of know what it is just so important for your brain.
Yeah, and using the language of like, I kind of know and I think and all of these, that's just wishy-washy language. And you're not going to get the results you want. It's important that you're direct. And as I said earlier in this podcast, we talked about the questions. The questions you ask yourself are important. They should be positive and empowering. And also the statements that you say need to be empowering statements. So when you're writing your goals and rewriting your goals, write them in the positive, the affirmative that you've already achieved them. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you imagine and what's real. So use that to your advantage and write them in the positive as if they're already achieved.
And I think we've talked about, I know nobody in the Achieve Results Now community would be faced with this, where if somebody said, what's your goal? They would say, geez, I don't really know what my goals are.
No.
All of our community, they have at least 5 goals that they could rattle off one after the other.
Absolutely.
And we always talk about writing them down in the morning or at night, and so they're fresh in our heads, so our brain is constantly working on it. But, similar with gratitude, I think it's important to remember that sometimes we run into those little spots where we don't know what to do. Where we're sitting, right. Maybe it's a big project, maybe we have several projects, and we don't know what to start working on.
Right.
I find most of the people that we work with are achievers, and as achievers, they don't just have one job and one family.
Sure.
They have a job, maybe they're on a board, maybe they're involved in all these different things, and they don't know where to start. And sometimes I think the best compass is looking at those 3 to 5 goals that you have and saying which one of these projects has the greatest impact on those goals.
Right.
And that's where you start.
Right. How does it fit into your life? How is it going to affect the other goals? And if you are really thinking about your goals have buddies. And that's something that really means that the ripple effect that a positive, and sometimes it doesn't have to be a huge goal, but typically it's a little bit bigger goal, has positive ripple effects in the rest of your life. For instance, if you want to get in better shape and you want to lose X number of pounds and eat right, well, how is that going to have a ripple effect on the rest of your life? You're going to have more confidence when you look and feel better. You're going to have more energy when you look and feel better. So that one goal, those are just 2 things right off the top of my head that had a positive effect on the rest of your life.
Yeah. Speaking of rippling goals, I have a goal to be a better public speaker, because
okay.
I do give talks, multiple times a month, and it's good to kind of brush up that skill.
Yes.
So as an action step, I'm taking a comedy course online. So hopefully that'll make me a better public speaker, because my talks will be a little bit lighter. But number 2,
really need to be more funny?
I really think it will help my relationships, because I'll be a funnier guy. So all of a sudden, that one goal is branching into other parts of my life. If nothing else, I'll make myself laugh more. And that's always important. Okay, so let's get into some action steps for this one, because the action steps for this one are probably the easiest and the easiest to understand, but they're the ones that most people will skip because they're so simple. So let's talk about the action steps. Number 1, review your goals. Going all the way back to step 1 of these 5 steps. If you don't have goals yet, get goals. Go listen to our goal breakthrough seminar, which is podcast. I can't remember, but we'll put it in the show notes. So
I don't remember that podcast. I don't remember.
Right. I don't remember podcast. And when we won't procrastinate, we'll do it. So number 1, review your goals, write them down. If you don't have goals yet, make sure you get 3 to 5 goals that you can write down, and make a plan to use some of that Facebook scroll time, some of that phone time, to take that 5 minutes a day and just pencil them out, write them down so that they're fresh in your head and easy to access and review.
And action step number 2 is make time for gratitude every day and throughout the day. We talked about starting your day with gratitude, ending your day with gratitude, and I think having the bookends of gratitude in the beginning and end of the day usually will take the rest of the day will take care of itself. However, it's important that when things and you have tough times in your life or a tough situation in your day, is what are you grateful for at that time? That can really set your mind on the right path.
Yeah, I think when you run out of goals and gratitude, that's when you're at your worst. So
absolutely.
The more you can load those up on the front end,
for sure,
the easier it is. So thanks to everybody for listening to episode 29. This is the end of our 5 episode group on 5 Keys to More Time. So if you want to catch up on any, you can go back to episode 25 and start listening from number 1. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Be sure to hop over to our website at achieveresultsnow.com to get your free copy of our book, Ignite Results, 4 specific daily actions to help you achieve results now. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Achieve Results Now. Thanks for listening, commenting, and subscribing. Now get out there and achieve results now.